Welcome back to another TinkerJoe broadcast. And today we're just going to be doing a fun game. Sorry, I really haven't been casting in a long time. There's just been a lot of schoolwork, and I've been laddering pretty hard. I actually switched to Protoss for a couple days. I was like, yeah, I'm going to throw the production up there for you. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to switch to Protoss. Started watching a bunch of videos of Huck and, other great Protoss players, and played that for a while, but it just didn't feel right. I wasn't really enjoying myself quite as much, and obviously it's really hard to transition in Diamond. Just switch your race when you've been playing Zerg for a million, squillion, trillion games. So this game's pretty fun. I actually just played it, so the game will be very fresh in my mind. There's just some cool stuff going on. I'm sending my Overlord over here first. And the reason why I'm doing that is exactly because you don't need your first Overlord here to check for cheese, really. It's just way too early for that cheese to be there. And if you're really paranoid, just send a drone. But you want to get this Overlord over here so you can get a scout in mid-game when you're really feeling in the dark. We do see a Forge coming down here first for the blue Protoss. And that's very indicative of a either a cannon rush, but usually it's a fast expand, but I would expect the Forge to be down here maybe. It's kind of tough to say, so he can put it wherever he likes, but he is double blocking me there, and as soon as my drone sees this, I'm going to freak out, because I guess I should have been scouting earlier than that. I sent out maybe an 11 scouts. I am just doing standard, 14 gas, 14 pool, and that really helped me out in this game instead of trying to fast expand. That would have been really bad for me. So we have him just throwing down the cannon. I send out my scout here just because it's been so long. I was like, oh god. So this is happening, and this is one of those builds that's so popular with Protoss right now that it's just like, what do I even do? I hear a lot of Zerg players just saying that, idle drone, what are you doing, idle drone? So I got my scout back here, and I'm throwing down the proxy hatch. I actually feel like, not really sure what I'm doing there. Kind of taunting him, I guess. I don't recall, really, what my feelings were there. I just feel up against the walls right now. This is a really bad map to get proxy cannon Forge fast expanded. And I think I kind of just evaluated his placement and, his not saying GG. Weird things like that kind of lead me to evaluate a player. I'm like, well, maybe he's not so strong. Look at his placement. He's not really wishing me any luck. He's silent, so I always find that the silent players are kind of the cheesiest. Not that this is a cheese build whatsoever, so don't get me wrong there. But I do have this going up, and I'm just droning up back at home. I should actually have a queen on the way somewhere, a baneling's nest, so my plans right now are to bust his worker line to even things up. He actually, has he expanded? He hasn't expanded yet, not even close. So this is looking kind of close to a cannon-contained regular build here. He's feeling too safe right now, I think. He's not building any units right now, even though I believe, his money says he could. So we just got two queens coming out here. I want a queen here so I can keep injecting larvae, and I don't want him to see this creep. Let's look at his vision here. Let's look at Blute's vision. It's right... Oh, that's so close. It's right on the precipice of him seeing that. So we got the first spine going down, and once the first spine is down, you're really set to throw down a couple more spines closer if you want. But my plan's here to hatch a bunch of Zerglings and turn them into banelings and bust his worker line. This is a huge all-in coming from me, and I practically never all-in. It's just, well, once you feel up against the walls here, he's gonna get his wall off going on here, but he's feeling very safe. He's checking this and this. He sees I'm not coming out. He's just not checking his base right now. Oh, and I didn't want him to see those Zerglings. He still doesn't see it. This is crazy. It's right out of his vision. So we got banelings morphing in, more Zerglings coming up. Speed? Do I have Zergling speed? No. Of course not. And I think that's okay. I do have kind of a lot of gas, though. Sending in the banelings! And great reaction time from Blute here. He's like, oh my gosh! So he safely gets those away. Oh, sorry, let me turn on everyone vision here. So he's just trying to run away from these and get them to a safe place right here with the... Ooh, and those randomly exploded. That was stupid of me. But here we go, a bunch of free kills there. That felt good. And now we got Zerglings and a couple Banelings here to deal with any more stuff. Moving up the Spine Crawlers, hatching more Zerglings, should be injecting here. But my Queen's just trying to do damage. I'm going to send these two Banelings down here to try to do some more damage to the worker line while he's trying to micro everything. Because right now is a very micro-intensive moment in the game, and he's just getting surrounded, and oh no, sorry we missed that, but a bunch of Banelings went off and killed almost all his workers. He's kind of up against the ropes here. The tides have turned. The Spine Crawlers are in range, poking away at stuff, taking out Zealots one by one as they come out of here. No problem. Queen Spine Crawler just absolutely destroying this base. I don't think there's anything he can do. There's no real coming back from this. Any GGs. I was actually kind of expecting a bunch of BM from this build, but, you know, he was a good player. He just didn't scout. He felt way too safe, and that's a problem with a lot of players who wall off. I especially see it in a lot of lower-level Terrans. They'll wall off. They'll get, you know, a Marine tech to Hellions and try to tech to Banshees, and, you know, you destroy the first push. You move in with Roaches, and they have nothing. So you gotta check for these things, and you gotta scout for things happening, because the proxy hatchery is not a real build. So I guess I hoped you learned something when you're in a huge crisis situation. You actually can't build a hatchery down here, which I was super disappointed about, past the grass that gives you a block off of vision. But anyways, that hatchery gave perfect concealment of vision right there. So hope you enjoyed this replay. Have a good one.